Listen, I seen this topic on social media, and it said if you could commit one crime, right, but the crime you commit, it would never happen again. Which crime would you commit? Just hear me out before y'all say anything. Right? Oh boy, it's gonna justify. I'm gonna make it make sense. Right? So if I had to commit a crime, and that crime would never happen again in all of human history, right? Let me just look it up because I have to get this down pat because I know y'all gonna jump the gun. The crime would be, but hear me out. Hear me out. See, I told you to let me land this. All right, welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap Up Crew. No book of, but I go by the name of Eli. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, The Real Y Eli. As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed. It's Ace the GOAT. Your boy Flo is fire. A chef with the bars. I should be cooking with Kaya. You heard? Ace the GOAT.
You know what? I'll give that a 4 out of 5. That was good. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, we got Jew.
What it do? It's your boy Jew. We need to start this show pronto. Because I'm tired of these New York ladies. I'd rather hear them from Toronto.
Hey,
you know what? I would have gave you a 4 too, but you stumbled a little. Like, I give you like a 3.5. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you know, it just, you know what I mean?
I like the freestyle. The freestyle is definitely there.
What you give it, Eli's intro?
Oh, that shit is dirt.
Listen, I'm not listening to no nigga that people refer to as.
What you thought about that? What you thought about that intro?
She got the media
training. People in the back with a lie.
Listen, I'm not listening to no nigga that people still think his name Drew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's all good. Book of Eli.
Yo, anyway, man, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
They can follow me at Halima Jatta, spelled HALIMADIATTA. And my business page is Essence de la Vida. It's in my profile for my regular page, and I'm an esthetician, so I do facials. And then I have a side job where I work for a bank at home. So that's what I do.
Nice.
Okay. Yo, I don't know why facials, it always just sounds sexual for some reason. I don't know. Like, it's like, my mind is in the gutter.
I thought I was the only one. I looked around and said,
we clearly.
I didn't want to make it hot. Sorry, y'all.
Anyway, let them know where they can follow you at.
Name's Shauna. You guys can follow me at ___ Shauna SHANNAA. And I also have a business page, which is a hairstylist page. I'm a hairstylist. It will be in my bio of my personal page.
Listen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Join the membership. Cop the merch, man. I know I don't got the merch on, but this is black owned. So I gotta give some type of
and a past sponsor. So you get a pass.
What I mean? Like, listen to the podcast audio every Tuesday morning. I do want to get into this first topic. Actually,
wait, before getting it, what you got there?
So I did bake you guys some cookies.
Oh, really?
They're made from scratch.
What? Oh my God!
Yeah, they're white chocolate chip cookies.
Baker out here.
So
let me see some of that.
I'm actually not a baker. I'm more of a cook, but these are like the one recipes that I have down.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, like,
wow,
they're really good. They taste good warm, so you have to warm it up.
This is definitely Daily Wrap Up Crew first. I like you know that.
American women down 1, Toronto
up 1.
We already count. Keep it score. Keep it score.
Listen, I seen this topic on social media, and it said if you could commit one crime, right, but the crime you commit, it would never happen again. Which crime would you commit?
Robbing a bank.
It would never happen again.
Yeah.
Like, it would never happen again in human
like nobody
history.
else could do it?
Nobody else could do it ever again.
But are you going to jail for what you did, or
We ain't going to jail.
No, in this situation, you won't go to jail, but that crime will never happen again in human history.
rob a bank?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, rob a bank. Okay.
I was thinking rob a bank.
Whatever it is, it has to do with money.
But I'm feeling if it'll never happen again in history, you want to do something bad. So, like, I would do murder. I'm not. The only reason I'm saying I'll do
murder.
I'm just saying because he said it would never happen again. So all the murders would
America,
stop.
you got your point back.
No, I'm
Wait, you're not
Murder?
She's
But
saying,
I'm only saying,
I get it. No, I get it.
yeah,
I
like
get it.
because I thought the bank first, but I'm like, if it won't happen again, then people will be more.
he'll one save it.
Yeah,
Cute, but you hit us with the spiciest
I'm just
one.
saying because when he put the
Never
question
would've
like that, so I'm
Listen.
like, okay,
It's valid.
No,
It's
it's
valid.
good
Like
point.
I'm saying, sometimes the end justifies the means. Like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So
Like,
one person got to die for everyone
What
else.
about you?
Eli gonna be an eating booty bandit. You know what I'm saying?
He not gonna do that because then he can't do it ever again.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I gotta grow up. Yo, I gotta grow up. Like, every topic, y'all just gonna find a way to be immature.
I'm just saying, you gonna wear a mask when you do it or not?
Do y'all got a suggestion?
He gonna have the mouth cut out.
Damn.
Bro, I'm tired of y'all, man. Like, yo.
Nigga gonna cover his eyes but have his mouth open. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Damn. Damn, they took the good one.
Yeah. Yeah, they did take the good ones. Let me see.
Listen, I got one.
What you got?
I was gonna say,
I got one, and just hear me out before
All right.
y'all say anything.
Right.
Oh boy.
Because it's gonna justify. I'm gonna make it make sense. Right. So if I had to commit a crime, and that crime would never happen again in all of human history, right? Let me just look it up because I have to get this down pat because I know y'all gonna jump the gun. The crime would be, but hear me out. Hear me
okay,
out. Hear me out. See, I told you to let me land this. In DeBerry, Florida, there was a woman named Amanda Amarada. She's 20 years old. She was arrested for rape, right? For she a 12-year-old boy.
and say great.
We're gonna have to edit it out. She was arrested for that. So if in my defense, I would have to that woman in order for to never happen again, then that justifies the mean. Like, you know
So
what I'm saying?
if you really want to take one for
No,
the team,
no,
you
no,
can just
no,
hold
no,
up,
I'm just
hold
leaving
up.
that down.
Since you
No.
care so much and you want to take one for the team, you should do it with a nigga.
No, see, no.
I knew he was
See,
going to say
and
that.
this is why I found a female rapist. Like, you know what
I
I'm saying?
knew that
Like,
where it was
yo,
going.
this- see,
I
this-
like that one.
I want to protect women.
Explained it,
and I will.
I want to protect, but I want to
But I
protect
will.
women.
but she was an abuser, so
She was a. You know what I mean?
So if she did it already, what you doing it for?
Huh? Because
She said
I have to.
He gotta be the one to
scapegoat
commit
for
the
him
crime.
to end it.
Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? I thought about this because I knew y'all be childish and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Because I want to protect women. You trying to find a bad thing, bro?
yo, I'm actually protecting women by, doing act to a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah, y'all won though. I don't know.
Ace nothing.
I took all the ones I was gonna take.
We're gonna come back to you during the show.
I don't want to say nothing too offensive because I was. Gonna
Listen,
say
I
something.
said
It wasn't going to be
said-
fun.
He's catching all the smoke.
I'm about to say he done went there. You know?
Listen, the ends justify the means. Like,
It
you know what I'm
does.
saying? Like, yo, not all the times. But let me get to this first actual topic, right? It said, what are the key differences when dating men from different countries? Obviously, you ladies are from Toronto. What would you have you ever dated American men?
I have.
What would you say is the biggest difference between Toronto men and American men?
I mean, for the experience I had, I would say the difference was the initial efforts. Toronto men are just known for
Not it.
being princesses. Like they want you to chase them. They want you to basically
Feminine.
yeah, they just want you to plan the date. They want you to beg for their time, just with the way they move. So I think it was refreshing at the time when the situation was happening because it was like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. It was just very easy. The communication was easy. Like they were applying pressure. So it's not like it's impossible to find in Toronto, but all the friends that I have that are either engaged, married, or in long-term relationships, their partners are actually not originally from Toronto. So they'll be from Jamaica or back home in Africa, and they came here when they were already in their adulthood. There's just something about born and raised Toronto men where they do not apply pressure. They don't. So y'all
Chatting,
have
bros.
one up on them. I'm not gonna lie.
Say you chatting,
So when the girls
You're
come here,
cheesy,
I
bro.
actually have one close friend that married a man from the States in 2019. They're still married. They have a baby right now. And then I have another coworker who married a guy from I think Michigan or something, and she moved. So it's a couple people in my circle that actually married from the States and moved, or the guy moved to Toronto.
Interesting. Okay, what would you say?
I've never dated an American man, probably never will. But nothing against you guys. But
that sounds very personal.
No, I'm just saying I just probably never will. Like I just know. But same thing what she said. Like I feel like the effort is more there, even outside of American men. The effort is just more there, as she said, with the Toronto men. They want to be.
So who do you date then?
I dated from Toronto, but now I'm exploring other options, but not American, if that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense. But
I there's nothing against it. Like I would talk to an American guy, but then it's like no at the same time. I don't know why. Like I don't know. I'm contradicting myself.
Don't get no better.
I'm contradicting myself. But
Where's the fear coming from with exploring that option?
say that again.
Where's the fear coming from? Like why wouldn't you do it?
I don't know. Like I just never see myself doing that. I don't know. Like maybe if the right person comes along, maybe. I don't know.
Are you treating American men like they got?
No, there's no. Like honestly, no, there's
shit
not.
like that.
Like I feel like the American men, they got a lot of better looking people out here. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know. I just.
But it
don't
gotta be something that's making
Is
you
it the
feel like
long
it's a red
distance?
flag.
Type
do
of situation.
you not see yourself moving to America?
That part. Okay, yeah, that's probably that. Like I like America. I like coming here to visit, but I would never live here.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
and I'm not talking about just like New York. Just in general, I could never live here.
Yeah, I
Like,
see that. Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
pretty
right.
much. I think that's more it. You could say that.
Okay.
They would have to probably move over to Canada. But honestly, I feel like moving to America would be the better option if I was talking to someone from America.
Why do you feel
but
like that?
just because
I got
I feel
free
like
healthcare.
yeah, that's not everything. But like, I just feel like it's easier to get ahead in America versus in Canada. I feel like the lifestyles is different.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like it would just make more sense. And then look at our dollar. Our dollar is like, it should be free at this point because it's so trash.
It's-
So like, I'm not even
It's actually
joking. And it's
horrible.
expected to drop again. So it's like, why leave here
Mm.
where you can make it further, do more versus come to Canada and you just get free healthcare?
Yeah, I mean, what
Not
good
good
is free
healthcare.
healthcare
Free,
if
but it ain't good.
the economy is like suffering? Like, you know what I mean? Maybe not because of it, but
Yeah.
I find these topics always interesting because y'all sound almost like American women, like when they talk about American men, like y'all, it's verbatim the same thing, like y'all say.
that's
So
right.
I always find it interesting that people, whether it's their own ethnicity or their own countries, they always tend to speak bad about the people that they are closest in proximity to, and then they always speak highly of, like, you know, it's the same thing. Like black men
Yeah.
and women will bash each other,
Yeah.
and then go on high praise somebody else, and like,
That's true.
you know, I've spoken to people recently who is an African dude, and he was like, I would never date an African woman. And I'm like, and the American men is like, yeah, we love African women. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it's crazy. I met
Sure.
a Dominican man who said the same thing. I would never date a Dominican woman. And it's like, it's crazy how we look so negatively on people that's always in close proximity to us, while other people on the outside is looking like, yeah, I need me one of them. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely wanted to ask that question because I wanted y'all perspective because y'all are from Toronto. So
I definitely think that's true. I see that, but I don't think that's, at least not for me, that's not the reason, because I'm African. I love African men. I love black men, but there's something specific about Toronto. It's to the point where like people, like I've met people through work where they were coming to Toronto as like an exchange student or something. And I even remember when I was working at Sephora, and I struck up a conversation with this girl that was like from Europe, and she was visiting Toronto. And she just was like, by the way, like the men here, they just don't like, they don't approach you, or like they'll find you attractive and just kind of like do nothing. And I was like, yeah. And she was like looking at me for me to say something. I was like, welcome to Toronto, sis. So it's just there. I'm not even making this up. Like
Has it
it's
al-
really a
is it always like that,
Toronto
though?
thing. I think it's getting worse. Like the older you get.
I think the
If
men
that
are
makes
becoming.
do y'all think that's a product of just society as a whole? Because American women have that same sentiment, and you will hear men say they don't approach women as frequently because women have over the last 5-10 years been vocal about men not approaching them. So
For
now
sure.
men are like, all right, well, y'all have been the loudest
point.
talking about y'all don't want men to approach us. Don't approach me. Don't talk to me if you see me in public. Like, so now we're following suit, and now it's like, well, y'all not trying to approach.
Nobody
It's like,
approaches.
damn, like, which
Sure.
one is it? Like, do we approach and then we get labeled a creep, or do we not approach and then be,
Yeah,
oh,
great
y'all not
point.
aggressive enough, assertive enough? Like,
I
you
think
know
it's
what
how you approach, though. It's not always just about the. I think it's how you approach. Sometimes it comes off a little.
I think it's how attracted you are to the person
That
when
too.
they approach you.
I notice female do that. Women do that too. Like if a man's not attracted and they approach them and they're not interested, they're like, this guy's a creep.
Get my
But if
pepper
he's
spray.
fine now and he comes and it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like it's a
For
little
sure. I
different.
say
Yeah.
that all
I think it's the energy. Like I've I've had like men approach me in like a very aggressive way. So like if I'm walking down the street at the getting to the bus stop and it's like 1 a.m, don't roll your car window down and be like, hey, like it's just like in that situation, you could be a perfectly nice guy, but I don't know the situation. So I think there's like a time and a place. Like I've actually like been followed, things like that have happened. So like it's triggering a little bit. But there was one time where I was walking with my sister and it was during the daytime and it was like an older man. He was probably like in his 40s, black man. And he just rolled down the window and he was like, you ladies are so beautiful. And we were like, thank you. And he just drove away. And we looked at each other. We're like, that was like really nice and genuine. Like we didn't feel like unsafe. We didn't feel awkward. And my sister, like she's aggressive. She does not play. Like she hates when men like check her out because she's also had some crazy experiences. But the energy was just so genuine. We didn't feel any type of like threat, I guess. So I think for me as well, it's definitely the energy. It has not much to do with the person being attractive or not. I've had people approach me that I wasn't interested in and I was still like, hey, like, thank you. Like I'm with somebody, even though I wasn't, I just said that. But yeah, I think it's the approach.
I also seen when I went to Toronto a few times, because I have a sister that lives out there, that there's a lot of like interracial dating.
Yeah, there is.
Like I seen it like over walking down the block, I seen like 6, 7 like people like holding hands, black, white. Is that something that you guys are into, or is that just what's common out there, or
I don't mind
how does that work?
I was dating outside my race, but I just feel
beg
like
your pardon. No, that's what Umar would say. Like, yeah.
I just feel Toronto's so diverse. Like there's every culture there, so it's like everyone's mixing and mingling. So I feel more what it is.
Is there not a loyalty to? Like in America, that is a very big thing, especially with black women. They was like, "Why aren't you with black men? Why aren't you?" Like, is there no race loyalty really? I get the melting pot situation, but is there like, nah, you know what? I want to be with a black man. I can't. See
I
myself.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like I think as I'm getting older, I'm like entertaining the idea of opening it up just because I do want to get married one day. But I've just always been the most attracted to black men, and every man that I've been with has just been black. So I would prefer to like, be with a black man, have my little black family. But if that's not what God has in store for me, like I'll accept it, but that's not my first choice.
Got you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
And when y'all say, so is this a Canada issue or just specifically Toronto men are you referring to? Like if you go another place in Canada, are the men any better, or is it just like I said, is this a Canada thing or just a Toronto thing when it comes to the men?
I'm gonna say just off Toronto because I don't
think
really
Toronto.
explore. Other than Montreal, I've never been to Alberta and never really explored Canada. We're just in our own bubble, so I'm just basing it off of Toronto.
Got you.
I would say I think it's Toronto just because Toronto's so diverse. I think for the men especially, they have so many options. Whereas I feel like the rest of the rest of Canada is not as condensed. So I could see people just kind of like seeing something they like and settling with it because that option is not going to be so highly available, if that makes sense. So I feel like it's more so Toronto.
Got you.
Yeah.
I was speaking about like Drew was talking about interracial dating earlier, and in America, especially with Black Americans, we understand we have specific Black American culture. Is there such thing as Black Toronto culture? Is there a culture in Toronto? Like it's like the UK. It's like I don't know what Black British culture is like. What is it like? You know what I'm saying? Like is there a definitive Black Canadian culture? Like
I don't think so. Like I wouldn't say so. I feel like it's
It's interesting because we don't have a high population of like Black Canadians. Like the way you guys just have like people are just like, I'm just Black American, like I'm not Caribbean, I'm not African. So I think there's like a mix, there's like influence from both ends, if that makes sense. So there's like the Caribbean influence and then there's like the African influence, I would say. So I would say
But
no.
they all fuck with each other.
Yeah, they do. I would say so.
I would love that.
Yeah.
yeah, I think why there isn't because a lot of the, like when you think of Canada and the UK, these are immigrants who voluntarily went to these countries. It wasn't like they were like Black Americans were brought from the Caribbean islands to America or straight from Africa to America. So we were able to cultivate that lineage of culture there. Like when you think of like Canada and the UK, these are people whose family voluntarily left from Africa or the Caribbeans. And then that's why when you think of those specific culture, it is just like, okay, well, that came from Jamaica or this is the islands or Africa. Like, you know what I mean? There's more of like you said, a melting pot of just different cultures kind of blending in together. So that was interesting. I just wanted to ask that. This next topic says, Why isn't social media looked at as an addiction or taken it seriously like drugs, as like something like that? Like, why do you think people don't look at social media or take it as seriously as an addiction as we do regular, typical drugs and stuff like that?
I would say I think it's normalized. Like social media is like I feel like we almost look at it as real life to an extent. So I don't think anyone looks at it as an issue. So even the fact that like we're on our phones every single day, like it's just so normalized. Like your whole life is on your phone. I remember one time I dropped my phone in the elevator. And I couldn't log into my work system because there was an application that I had to validate before logging into my work system. So I couldn't work for like a couple days until they figured it out. And I thought that was so crazy. Imagine losing your phone and you can't log into your online work system. So I feel like our lives are so interconnected with our phones. Like everything is on there. So I think it's like normalized that it's so normalized that it's not looked at as an addiction, if that makes sense, even though it can be.
All right. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. And I feel like I think people look at it as like you could just log out, log in. Like it's not.
I mean, can you?
You can. Like there's times like my sister when she wants to take a social media break, she just deletes the app and logs out. Like you can take breaks.
Some people can't
And
do
go
that,
on the
though,
fence,
man.
though.
But if you're trying to be like when she wants to be productive, like me, I just have it there. I don't have to be on it 24/7. But
Right.
I feel like you can turn it off, turn it on. Like it's not. Actually, to some people, I shouldn't say that because I guess some people are addicted. But
They live on that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think I already kind of knew social media was a form of addiction and it's just as powerful, I think, as drugs. Like we seen people crashing, especially here in the States when
Yeah,
the TikTok was banned the other day.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is really crashing the fuck out, like
Crying.
Yeah.
crying, like just really just burning out. And it just lets me know like how we have become accustomed to these social media apps and whether the dopamine of the likes, the notification, that stuff really plays a huge role on our mental and our psyche. And I think that's just as detrimental as drugs can be. Like, you know what I mean? So, Ju, what's your thoughts on this?
I think we are already 10 acres behind where we think we are. Like, I know it's cool to say that what's the obvious, that we're not supposed to be addicted to it, but everything that we see on it, as much as we don't think it portrays to real life, it does. It's to the point where it does. Like we value our relationships based off what we see and what we hear. Everything goes back to that. So as much as we say it doesn't matter and it doesn't have real value and it's fake, I'm more on the scarier side, thinking that it's gonna be realer than we think it is, and we should separate ourselves from it. But I don't know if we're too late, because it's already destroying our kids, it's destroying our relationships, friendships, everything. You know what I'm saying? People just looking at what somebody else has, and I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think for girls too, sometimes you see somebody post, oh, if your man doesn't do this, da 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 da, and all of a sudden, like you're rethinking, your situation, which you may have been okay with that like situation that like wasn't happening for you.
You moved the
And
goalpost now.
there may be other things in their relationship that she's putting up with that you would be like, hell no. So I think there's a lot of comparison, and I think that has killed relationships.
For men and women, I
For
would
men
say
and
that.
women,
You're right.
Yeah, on both ends.
What's your thoughts, Ace?
I think, since internet came on the scene, it's like it's been like a positive thing. Like, oh, this is a new thing. Like that's how they pushed it. But it's like it's positives that come with it too, even though it is affecting people negatively. And I think that's why it's looked at differently, because drugs is like the only positive that comes from it is like you get a little feeling for whatever, but you could communicate with family back home. You keeping up with friends and stuff like that. It's positives that come with it. That's why I think it don't get the same pushback that drugs would get. To society and shit like that.
No, that's fair, and I think that's why people don't look at it as being as harmful, because there's no physical, for the most part, there's no physical like effects of it. Like, you know what I mean? Everything is just like mental, or just like
I think
a lot
so.
of it just is like mental.
I think it's beyond mental. Now people are really killing each other and recording it. You get what I'm saying? Or saying what they're gonna do and do it. and record it.
It is crazy because it really does have the same effects as a drug. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can't well, you're not supposed to TikTok and drive, just like you're not supposed to take drugs and drive and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it got like the same effects, and it's like, oh, you took drugs and you killed somebody. I just watched the video of a woman going to somebody's house, kicking out the door, and being this girl ass because she was talking shit on live.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I was like,
So she knocked down her door?
bro, she
broke
kicked her
it.
door down, bro,
And then dragged her ass out.
and then dragged her out and beat her ass.
On video.
Yeah, it's not funny, but
But also, just like drugs,
Yo.
you can make money off of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And you can lose it all with it as well. So
yeah, so
There's a lot of parallels. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
So I think that's why people were kind of, well, the Americans, because we don't get paid for TikTok. But when TikTok was going down, a lot of people make money off of it.
wait, y'all don't get paid off of it?
No,
There's no
we-
creator like
No.
program? What the fuck?
The only thing I think we can make money off of is the lives, I think. I think. But like, other than that, we don't get.
Or brand deals.
Yeah, that. So that's why, well, it didn't go away for us, but we were kind of happy, like, yay, we get a chance. But you guys came back real quick.
I heard y'all talking shit about it. It was like, yeah, them Americans, get them Americans out of here. Like, yeah, they was ratchet and shit. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, those, what was it, 6 hours were dead. I was scrolling and I was
Yeah.
not laughing one time. So I was
You
like,
guys are
bring them back.
entertaining. You guys are entertaining. Like, it's wilder over here. In Canada, it's more like we don't see
Yeah.
the stuff that happens over here in Canada. Like, it's wild. So it's entertaining. I won't lie.
a nigga about to get his flight. I'm out of here.
one thing or two about like this, like Toronto, Canadian culture too. You guys, just like in the UK, you guys are very, and not saying you guys specifically, but they're very fixated on what happened in America. Like I'm in Toronto and they're reporting about American news.
'Cause we're
I'm like,
boring.
God damn, like, don't y'all got your own news to report about? Like, you know what I'm
Nope,
saying? It's like, yo,
our
the
news is
shows
not
and
popping.
everything. So I'm just like, yo. And I think that's why, you know, some people can look at Americans and look at them in a snobbish way because they, oh, you guys are not cultured or you guys don't travel. And like a lot of, I seen this UK person, they said Americans are not well traveled. And somebody had a size comparison. Like our states are like the size of most countries in Europe. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, sometimes people in UK be traveling 5 hours to go and they go through like 5 different countries and stuff like that. You could go 5 hours in one state here in America and still be in the same state. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I think we are traveled. It's just that, you know, we travel within our country. Our country is huge as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with whoever said that. I say that too. I feel like you guys need to expand. I know your guys' country is big, obviously. It's like a country filled with little countries, but I feel like you guys have a powerful passport, powerful dollar. Like, you guys can go anywhere. The prices are right. Like, why do you guys stay within your country? Like, I'm not saying don't explore your country, but like, go outside. Like, I feel like you guys just go to Miami. Like, we want a break, let's go to Miami. Like, go somewhere else. Like Jamaica.
Them overseas flights ain't as cheap as y'all think they is. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
Well, compared
from coming
to
from here.
us, and then with the dollar down there, we have to convert our money when we go down there. We're taking an L. Like, it's
Every time you check your account, whatever, if they said $15, I open my account, it
It's
says
like $30.
$21.95 or
Like-
something crazy. Yeah,
it's
and
like-
you guys would have the opposite in Toronto.
wait.
So.
So wait, hold on. Wait, you said if you go somewhere else, that your money would be less than where?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
your-
all-
so
they
your
convert
dollar's
the
stronger than
dollars.
us.
A lot
So every time
stronger.
we buy something here,
Oh, here.
check our account.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause, like
okay,
the
okay.
USD
But even
versus
abroad?
Canadian, abroad as well,
'Cause they use
But,
USD, so.
Yeah, so with USD, even us getting the Uber here,
Yeah.
from the airport, it was like we ended up waiting, and we got it for like what 47 USD, but that was like what 60 something Canadian or something like that. So yeah, that's for everything. Every purchase we make, it's gonna be more.
I never realized how much of a privilege that was. To
yeah,
go,
you guys. That's what I'm
to
saying.
go
You guys-
somewhere else and be like,
you guys
oh
are
yeah,
wasting your
this
time.
ain't
You guys
just
would
a
be having
dollar.
a ball in
man.
Toronto.
Isn't that recent? Wasn't the Canadian dollar at one point was more than the US dollar?
When was that?
years ago, and it was never more. It was like similar, but it was never
Not
more.
since I've been alive.
Yeah, that was back when I was like,
When was that?
That was years and years ago, but it was. I don't remember ever being higher. I remember it being like similar, at least, and it was decent.
Yeah.
it was-
Like,
But in Toronto, are you guys overworked like how Americans are? Like, oh, we live to
feel-
work.
yeah, I feel so. Yeah,
okay.
Stuff are getting so
Are you guys
expensive.
working like multiple jobs? Because Americans feel like we got to work 2-3 jobs just to stay afloat. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
How,
feel like
how
that's
much?
everywhere.
How much is a 1 bedroom in Toronto?
About 2,000.
No,
to be more.
right now it's like 25. Girl.
God
okay.
damn.
25.
Okay, all right.
25 what?
2,500.
For 1 bedroom?
Yep.
Oh,
And they're
shit.
small.
And
like
it
a
recently
look
went
nice?
down. So I think it was like hitting 2,650 and it went a little bit down. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
we're kind of crazy with the rent, kind of like how you guys are. So,
But when I see the Texas prices, I'm like, damn, I want to move to Texas. Like, I see those, and I'm like, okay, like,
Texas prices do be. I be seeing them shits too. Like, damn, $200K for a mansion. Like,
Yeah.
and it's warm there too, right?
Heard they got
mean,
guns like
they-
Yosemite Sam.
yeah,
though.
that part scares me.
I think it snowed there recently, but
and Florida.
that's unheard of for real. For real.
Yeah.
it snowed it was snowing in Atlanta. Atlanta probably been getting more snow than New York probably right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's
Nah,
snowing every
well,
fucking
we just
2
caught-
days.
We
out
just
here,
caught
like,
up because it snowed the other day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yo, let me get to this next topic.
and no taxes in Texas too.
No, there's no taxes in Texas. Yo, hit that like button. If y'all enjoying the conversation, if y'all agree, disagree, if y'all got your own stories about Toronto women, I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Like, you know what I mean? One of the topics that you had was, is cheating always an indicative of a character flaw? Can you elaborate on that question real quick?
Yeah, because I just see a lot of discourse about, I guess, like what cheating defines a person. I personally think in most cases, it is a character flaw, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody where, like, for the most part, things are going smoothly. I don't think there's such thing as like a perfect relationship. But if things are going smoothly and like you guys are kind of working towards something and this person just literally cannot stop cheating and like lying about it, I think that's where it's like a character flaw. I also think there's some situations where people can feel neglected and then like maybe even raise an issue. And ultimately, once that's happened, you should really leave. But I think sometimes people feel stuck in relationships and then they can end up making a mistake. So in those situations, are we going to judge their entire character off of it? Or are we going to be like more understanding about the situation? I'm not really sure, but I do feel like in most cases, I would say it is a character flaw.
So do you think somebody can redeem themselves after cheating in a relationship?
In that same relationship?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for most people, I don't think they can get past it. Because I feel like,
Trust is broken.
yeah, once the trust is broken, I think the person is always going to be on edge and like kind of like maybe you're out late and now they're like texting you and like wondering where you were and like you might be telling the truth and they're not going to believe you. So I feel like I don't know if a relationship can actually recover from cheating.
I agree. Oh, I agree. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Jew, what's your thoughts on this?
Niggas gonna keep cheating as long as you gonna keep taking us back. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think you set the tone on how you want to be treated by accepting the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Just like women are now validating themselves by getting their get back. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's all what you accept. If you allow it once, I'm going to see what happens when I do it twice.
Yeah.
Okay, I did it twice. Let me see if 3 times is just as nice. I'm going to keep playing. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to play around until, you know, people only realize when they lost something good.
Yeah.
So what would you say about like a man who was in that situation? And
Yeah.
let's just say the girl stood on business and genuinely like walked away and he lost the love of his life, but then he gets somebody else and does it again. At that point, would you just say that's just your character?
It is, and I'm not trying to make an excuse, but most men are raised that way. You know, we're around women where they accept it. You know, I say this, you know, growing up, my mom's, oh, you're a player. All the girls gonna like you. I always say this. We're pushed to be players where women are always forced to hold it down and be reserved for one man. But men are always pushed from the beginning of time. Like, oh, don't settle down with one person. Oh, go roll your whatever it is. They always push men to that whole shit. Or even when I've been around having multiple women around and I'm with this one right now and then I got the other one coming up tomorrow. I never really heard a woman, and I have plenty of women in my family come and say, hey, you need to stop doing that. It's like, you think you the shit. So I'm like, hey, maybe I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't know no better.
Doesn't that lifestyle get tiring at a certain point? I'm just noticing a trend with men. It doesn't seem to change with age. Like a lot of men are like, oh, I have time. I'm going to be like 40 and have my kids. I'm like, there's a lot of things you can do. Just because you can doesn't mean you should do it.
No, for sure.
So I don't know. Like, why would you want to be at your son's graduation with a cane? Like, why do you want to be the oldest?
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? Like, if you can settle down earlier and find your person, why isn't that like looked in a positive way? It's almost like when you're at the wedding, they're like, the boys are treating it like it's a funeral. Like, you know, like it sucks. It was good knowing you. Like, good luck. Like, no. So I feel like we need to speak more positively about relationships, which is hard. Girls are guilty too, because we always be like, niggas ain't shit. We say that. I'm not gonna lie. We play our role, but I do hope that at one point, like, society can like kind of like bring back marriage, or like just like find a new way to like speak positively about marriage.
Yes.
And not
I
look
agree.
at it like it's a death sentence. I feel like if you find your person, like, that's a blessing.
Yeah,
Not everybody's going to find their person.
I'm determined to raise my sons to respect women and not be the man I was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think I appreciate you for doing that. I think what I'm trying to word this in a correct way. I think, and I say this all the time. I don't think naturally men have been supposed to, like, inclined to be with just one woman. And I'm not saying to be in an unfaithful way. I think it is in men's nature to be with multiple women. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the only reason I come to that conclusion is because women have been complaining about men cheating since damn near the beginning of time. Like, so that lets me know that
They embrace it.
there's something in our DNA that makes us men
please.
crave to be with multiple women. And I'm not saying in an unfaithful way. I think men should be upfront, honest about them having desires to be with multiple women. But I do think there is an instinctual desire in men to be with multiple women. Like, you know what I mean? Now it's just the point of we have to get to the point where men need to be honest and upfront about, you know, still having desires and wanting to be with other women, or not wanting to just exclusively be with one woman. I know women always say, "Oh, just be honest with you," and men have been honest with women, and that always backfired on.
Can I
like, you know what
can I
I'm
ask you
saying?
something though?
But,
What is a man being honest about if he never was in a committed relationship? Like that part has to be established first. Like, if we're not committed, and I don't
yeah, I get what you're saying, and
you can say it to the person,
yeah.
but they still like, nah, you at my crib, you fucking mean, and they just in their head thinking it's more than what it was.
yeah,
I
think-
disagree with that. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all
What?
know what it is. Y'all know when like a girl likes you, you know when it's going to be that type of situation. So like just because you say, oh, by the way, this, that, and the third, and then you still do like the wrong thing, that's not an excuse. That's like telling somebody, oh, I'm going to kill you. And like you're like saying, oh, I gave you the warning. So like now it's fair game. I feel like y'all know what you're doing, and y'all don't want to like have fun with the girls that are out there having fun. You want a good girl that doesn't sleep with other men because you know she's clean. You know you're the only nigga she's fucking. You want that girl that's a relationship girl.
So you know I'm fucking other people, and you mad because I told you I'm fucking other people.
No, I personally, like, that would be a deal breaker for me. But I'm saying in the situation that like men say, well, I told her this. Like, you told her, but then you still went and did what you did.
Which is what?
Like you're using her for sex. You know she likes you. Like, that doesn't make you like.
I like talking to her too.
Wait. How am I using her for sex though? Are we not both enjoying the sex?
But
So if we both enjoying the sex, how am I using it?
See, now this is
because you know she wants more. Why not just?
That's similar to that conversation.
If I communicated to
sold.
this woman
This is the same thing.
that, listen, I'm not looking for a relationship. So if you still want to fuck with me, knowing we're not going to be in a relationship, that's up to you. And you say to yourself, yes, I want to fuck with you, even though we're not going to be in a relationship. How am I using
That's
it?
what I'm asking, bro. You said it better. Thank you.
No problem.
we just need some clarity.
Because
I
it
think
seems like we
men are
having
very
this
confused
conversation
because
every other show.
I think, and there are some men who are deceitful and they will,
Yeah, for sure.
you know, border that line. But there are a lot of men who are very upfront and saying like, women are very quick. What are we doing? What's the intentions? And I'm just having fun. I'm just feeling the vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's multiple ways that men have been vocal about like, yo, I'm not looking for anything serious.
Yeah.
And if you as a woman got that information and decided to still bust it open for the nigga, like you can't be mad at somebody at that point. Like, it's just like that example you gave. If I tell you I'm gonna kill you and you still stay around, like, motherfucker, you would like, what the fuck? Like, go somewhere.
I ain't go front. That was a horrible example. If somebody say, yo, I'm about to kill you, and you sit there like,
They gonna love me.
A guy on a podcast that said that because he was talking about men being upfront and like saying that I don't want a relationship and whatever. And he was giving the example to the person he was speaking to. And he was saying just because you're an honest man doesn't make you a righteous man. That's like you vocalizing something. So you're being honest, but then you still go do the wrong thing.
He's
like,
not right. We're not saying he's right.
Okay, that's my only point.
He's not right. We're not saying that part.
because that's horrible. That's not equivalent. Because that's basically.
It was an example.
Yeah, but it's but he's using the most negative like situation to explain. I'm not doing anything wrong in that situation. If I'm communicating with you, you telling me you're okay with it. What am I doing wrong in that situation?
Okay, what about the men that don't?
Then
Or what about the men that say that, but then like treat you as if you're their girlfriend and tell you they see a future with you? Tell
we
you,
just
Well,
we just talked
but
about
look,
this.
but that's what I said. But if it's in my natural state to be respectful, like that don't mean I want to be in a relationship now because I'm just a respectful man.
no, I'm not talking about that.
But
'cause that's a different situation.
if I
I'm talking about
like
if the
you,
guy-
if I like you, just because I don't want to be in a relationship with you doesn't mean I don't like you. So I'm supposed to not treat you good because we're not in a relationship?
No, but when you treat the person like it's
But I
a
treat you good,
relationship-
not-
No, it's not. It's not just treating good. I'm also saying the person said, "Oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready for a relationship," but then they're telling you, "No, I see a wife in you. I see like that's not okay." You could feel that way, but hold it. You don't need to say all that to the
Nah,
person.
if he
That's
doing that, he's
leading-
sending mixed
that's
signals,
Leading,
like,
it. But
yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
You'll
talking
wait
about-
for somebody else. I mean, don't mean you mine.
So you should
You
say,
got great quality for another
I
nigga.
see a future with you. I see you as my wife. I see this, that, and the third. Like
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
times
Those
with the
key-
entire
those key words.
relationship.
When he say with you, that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you, with me, with these other bitches on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, those men I can't justify their actions.
Yeah.
But if a man is being transparent and upfront, and you still decide to partake in
That's
those
fair.
activities, I can't be mad at a man. Like,
okay, but
that was upfront.
when do we hold that man accountable? Like, let's just say hypothetically, like devil's advocate, do we say when we know that this woman is going crazy, should we throw in the white flag for her? Like, all right, I'm not gonna fuck with her because I see that she's too involved with us.
What's
think
going crazy though?
Yeah, huh?
What's going crazy?
Scratching your car, calling your phone, going to your job.
That's doing too
All of
much.
the above has happened to me. So
Yeah, I mean, first of all, if you fuck
calling other girls, leaving sneakers in my crib, and then telling my girlfriend to pull ups to see where the sneaker is at. Yeah, all that shit done happened before. So yeah, you know who you is.
at that point, yeah, you probably should let that go.
Yeah.
But the damage is already done at that point. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
See, on the flip side, with the men, if you're in that situation and you know you're getting what you like, and then you see that behavior coming up, and you still keep messing with her, then you can't cry about her busting your tires or anything. Like
you
you see
stupid.
the crazy behavior popping up, and you're like, nope, I'm getting the pussy, so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Pussy
And
ain't worth it.
You deserve everything you're
Pussy
getting.
ain't worth my car.
Give me a new.
as a fact.
You scratching my
Panani.
shit,
I
you
think
go.
ultimately, obviously men continue being transparent, you know what I mean? And women take that information and do what it like
Do what's best for you.
Yeah, do what's best for you in that situation. If he don't want you, if he's not willing to take you seriously, then go to the next person. A man that is willing to take you seriously, because he probably is that guy friend that y'all got in the friend zone, but y'all curving him for the fuck nigga, like that
Yeah.
y'all falling and getting digmatized for and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean?
But
So
if you're enjoying the ride, enjoy the ride. You know what I'm
But I think women don't read the
spoken
signs.
like a true fuckboy,
sometimes.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so, like, bless you. Like, what were you saying?
I think women women don't read the signs sometimes. Like you said, if I have to ask a guy, what are we doing? Like, you already know what's up. Like, I'm already taking that. Like, you're not taking me serious.
appreciate
Like,
you.
I shouldn't have to ask. Like, a guy's naturally gonna like, okay, I want you to be my girlfriend. And then again with the situation, if there's no title, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong, but it's like I get like you're talking to me, we're trying to build something, but like. If there's no title, then it's like you're not my man. Like you can do everything as your man, but you're not my man. So I'm still gonna do me. You're still gonna do you. I would love us to do it together, but if you're not officiating
I
anything.
agree.
Like
Women should
I think
clarify.
women.
And
that.
it's
I think women
obvious.
ask that question.
You
too
should not
early,
have to
though.
ask a
Well,
man,
some
what
women-
are we?
some
I
women
don't
ask that
think
What's
if
early?
Yeah.
It'd be like a month in. Like we
That's
still,
early.
What did you
As
say?
soon as they introduce themselves,
Well,
you
like,
wanna get
well, so what we
attention.
doing? Like,
you know what I'm
like,
saying? Like,
a month is not too early.
No, that's a woman that knows what she wants. If you know you want a serious
I
relationship,
agree.
why would you be wasting more than a month with a guy that doesn't want
I
that?
agree.
You
No.
just gave your body to him. That's another body count on your
No,
thing.
you shouldn't
and
be
now you're
giving that
finding
body
a
up.
guy no, that's true. But
I
let's
agree.
be real. Y'all are not gonna wait. Y'all don't like to wait.
A real
Y'all
man,
don't think
a man,
counts, but y'all don't wait.
a real man that wants you will wait.
I believe that, but I think that's like hard to come
The,
by.
the nigga that y'all keep giving it to up so quickly is doing exact what the last nigga did. That's why everybody got access to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that.
So a month is enough to know what you want to do with this person.
No, but you need to know what their mindset is.
It's
Like, wait,
not
what are you
engagement.
looking
It's not an
for?
engagement.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
you should know your mindset from date one.
All right,
Like,
so
that's,
look,
that's your
so,
mindset.
okay, so if a shorty come to you and be like, "Oh, hey, what are you looking for?" Oh, I'm just looking to chill. She should already know,
Right.
Okay, curve,
Yeah,
Right.
straight.
But on that first date, if we both agree that we're looking for something serious, it's gonna take more than a month for me to know if I want to be serious with you.
Yeah,
I
I
might
agree
be looking
that.
for something serious, but
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I want to be serious with you after a month.
I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
but I think you still gotta have.
We still putting on that fake persona after a month. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That is true. That the representative ain't coming out
Word,
yet.
like,
It's a fake facade till you move in with the person. You never really know a person till y'all move in.
Yeah,
That's
that
really
definitely-
find out.
I mean, they say cohabitation. People who cohabitated before marriage have a higher divorce rate than people who didn't. So I don't know how. Like I see it, but I feel like the people who stick it out and then get married, I can see why they stay.
I ain't
longer.
saying y'all got to move in together, but y'all should stay some week, like a week or two, every now and
Yeah,
then
gotta
together
figure
or
it
some
out.
shit
Or
like
go on
that.
vacation.
Fair.
That also shows.
Vacation is a good word.
Vacation for sure. A lot of niggas be annoyed. A lot of people be annoyed after with their significant other.
Yeah, I got.
I be testing friendships too. These
Miami
girls
trips. The
Yeah.
Miami trips.
Listen, I do want to get into that. Jew, I know the people have been talking about this new segment. that you
Okay,
got,
man.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
man. Don't shoot the messenger. Make sure y'all send me a,
You need, like, some
a
intro
DM.
music, man.
You know, I do. I need to make a whole intro soundtrack to it. But
Facts, sir.
don't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying? You know, over here we work with logic over feelings. So you know what I'm saying? We try to keep it real. We don't give a fuck about how you feel. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
shout out to Uncle Mel. He gave me a DM. He hit me up. He told me about it was this from shout out to MTR as well. I guess he did like a reaction to Pop the Balloon, and this example is from women, but I want you guys to also think about men too, because he said that we should do a deeper dive into people's social media to find out what type of person they are. So MTR actually did a deep dive on a young lady that was on a Pop the Balloon, and he found out she had a second page where she had an OnlyFans, and 9 times out of 10, these women don't look like who the fuck they are when you see them. So you see somebody on the gram or you see somebody on Facebook or whatever you on, but when you see them in person, they don't look the same, and they got other careers that you wouldn't take serious. So, I mean, even from you ladies' perspective, have you been on social media and did a deep dive on somebody? And fellas, have you ever did a deep dive and saw something that you didn't like?
I think Eli should go first on this one. I ain't gonna-
Wait, why should I go first? What the fuck?
You
Like,
the deep diving expert on social media.
I don't know what
Nigga,
you're
like,
talking about. First of all, it would have been hard to find some information on, because I remember I just got a social media last year, so
Really?
I was off the grid for a good percentage. So it
Who
wasn't much
you
deep
hiding from?
diving.
he was off the grid, but was it off the grid?
Word.
bro?
Word.
Motherfuckers wasn't gonna find me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Find you on the
so,
Daily Rapupcrew.
Word.
that is true. Motherfuckers is catching on too. Like, I know that's you, Eli. Like, I'm like, like, but now I've never, I have went through women's social media account, but I've never like found a secret account or like, you know, I never went through their account and was like, damn, this person isn't who she claimed to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But you found burners though, burner accounts and shit.
I could never confirm that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you know, I think they burner accounts, but I couldn't confirm it because they burner accounts. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I had those situations. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's about it.
Deep dive. Nah, I don't. To me, I don't think social media is real.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't deep dive on social media. I don't. I'll try.
Background checks, nigga. Like,
You just gotta wait, like, you know what I mean, and see what's what. I'm good at reading people like in person and shit like that. So I go for that more than social media. Social media, they just post what they want you to see, like, you know what I mean. Like,
wait, real quick, how do y'all feel about doing a background check on somebody like that you could be dating seriously?
Like what kind of background check? Like just social media or like?
No, I'm talking
No,
about
the real
actual
background check,
paid
like-
background check, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Yeah,
get
I
their
think
whole
that's-
history.
I think that's a bit much, and I feel like if you did that and say you don't find nothing, I think you're gonna feel off with the person. Like you're gonna feel like you have like a little secret or something. And if you do find something, now you gotta tell them that you did a background check on them. So like even if they
could
did
just
something
block
crazy,
them.
you look just as crazy as they do.
You could just block them.
So I get the social media thing. I do check social media, but paying for a background check, that's a little too
Yeah.
much. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
First of all, y'all lying. Because no, I'm saying that y'all, because we had numerous people come on here on our platform, and they look one way on their social media, and then we say, "Who this fucking hyena?
I get
like,
it.
who is this?"
I forgot all about
no,
that.
okay, but that's a deep dive.
That's not a deep dive.
That is, because they look. If you go further down in their page, oh shit, oh this is how you look.
We did have some guests that pulled up, and I was like, what are you doing here? Oh yeah, you messaged me. I said, oh yeah. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
and
Like,
another thing, if a person has multiple pages and I find out Shorty got an OnlyFans, I'm thinking she hiding that she's selling pussy on here. So there's other things that I'm just thinking with this deep dive. And you don't really have to do a crazy deep dive. You can just look.
But people have glow ups. So if you're going deep down, like what if it's like an old picture? People glow up, right?
Yeah.
So, you could look one way, like you're not gonna look the same way you looked in 2014 to now. Like, come on.
People filter up. That's what they do. Like,
Okay. I gotta see. I gotta see how the
one of my
face
biggest
hitting.
things is now because of social media and because of the cosmetic surgery era that we live in. Now I got to figure out like, damn, did she get a BBL? Like that's like the biggest thing now. Like, damn, did she get a BBL? Like,
what I would like to do a deep dive on is because you gotta be careful out here. You don't know if you're really talking to what they say they are. You know what I'm saying? So you might have to see some baby pictures or something. You know what I mean?
I can't even check the driver's license because they can change that shit.
Exactly.
Like,
you gotta see a
goddamn,
birth.
like-
Now I don't know what you gotta do. Like,
Did you guys hear about the Asian man who sued his wife because he had a child with her, but the child looked ugly,
And he found out she had plastic
and then
surgery.
he didn't know how she looked. Deep dive, motherfucker. Like, I mean, even if it's off social media, I need your baby pictures, ma. Like,
So
I
you're
need
saying
to
you're
know.
going to do a full background check, like
I
look
need-
at the criminal record.
I want to
look at
know
all
if
that
my
before
kid's
you
gonna
date
look like
them.
hyenas.
Niggas said hyenas. Like, yo, I now
Yo,
think
the
about
baby
niggas
looked
from the Lion King. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't want
Like,
to talk
yo,
about that baby, but that mama looked crazy without that.
That is kind of suing them.
everybody need love, man.
Shout out to Uncle Mel though. Make sure y'all keep sending me more DMs and more reactions you want us to do here on the platform. Podcast_Jew or Daily Wrap Up Crew or Ace or the real Why You Lie.
I appreciate
They
that.
didn't even get my whole
Ace to go 2-4.
In the search bar like Ace. Like,
Ace or
Ace metaphor gonna
Nigga
pop
put
up,
Ace
nigga,
metaphor.
like, yo. Listen, this last topic before we get up out of here, I do want to, we have these conversations a lot, but I think it's time for us to try to come up with solutions. Obviously, so what do you think are some steps that we could take to kind of end this gender war? Because obviously we go on social media. Every relationship podcast is just back and forth, like, you know what I mean? Like, so what are some solutions to ending this gender war? Or do y'all even think there's a gender war? Because some people don't even think there's a gender war. They just think this.
I think there's absolutely a gender war.
Okay.
Even out there where y'all at too.
Yes, for
Okay.
sure.
Just-
Yeah.
And do you think that it could be ended?
It's gone pretty deep.
Yes.
So I'm not really sure, but I do feel like the red pill stuff doesn't help. And the pink pill stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it's both ends. You have like the sprinkle stuff that's like encouraging women to use men for their money. And then you have the red pill telling men that like if they have a certain amount of money, then they're worth more and they can have multiple women as long as they're like, whatever about it. So I think there's like a battery being put in men and women's back, and it's like it's getting worse and worse as time goes on. I think one thing that could help is if we have more platforms of maybe women talking to women. So like maybe women addressing like the toxic things that we need to work on with women, and then men kind of talking to men more. I feel like there's lots of platforms where they're leaning more towards one side. I don't really hear too many voices where they're really trying to bring men and women together. So I feel like more voices like that would help. And yeah, I don't know.
Just be genuine and honest. Just keep it pushing. I feel
I
like
don't think that exists.
like I know, but I just feel like if everyone just keeps,
But I mean, the genuine and honest thing. I mean, some
Like-
some said that Kevin Samuels was genuine, like, you know what I'm saying, and honest. But at least they would say he was honest. Like, whether I
Yeah,
want to say he was
definitely
genuine,
honest.
they
Okay.
were saying he was honest, and he got hit with backlash, and now it's the tone, now it's the, like, you know what I mean. So there is a stipulation on honesty
sure.
like that.
I think though the intention matters too, because he has said some problematic things. He was on live once and he criticized the mother when he asked her if she would believe her if she had come to her and said, "Oh, like my man is touching my child." And I was watching this relationship coach. His name is Tony Gaskins. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him, but he's one of the few people that I feel like he's talking to men and women. Like,
Okay.
you will watch his videos. As a woman, you will feel offended. As a man, you're gonna feel triggered. Like he's calling out both sides almost equally.
That's the one. That's the one you sent me.
Gaskins, yeah, I'll show you some clips after of him, but he definitely like he says a lot of the things that Kevin Samuel says, but his intention is to bring men and women together and to see more marriages. And I think it's problematic for a man to tell a woman, "Oh, if your daughter tells you that I touched her, you would believe her." Da 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 da. Like that is crazy. I would think as a man, like why would you even want to be around a child that's going to lie on you and tell, like that should already be the sign that it's over. No, that's true. But I think as a parent, the safer thing is to believe your child. If you lost a man over it, you'll figure it out. You and your child, you can put them in therapy. You guys can work on the lying problem, but it's not worth the risk of like your child getting touched and you not believing them, because that happens too. I know a lot of women that told their parents that they were touched by a family member or a partner, and it was swept under the rug. So I feel like the risk is way too high, that it's better to believe them, find out they're lying later and deal with that, than to not and have this person continue to be around your child. So I think that with Kevin Samuels, he said a lot of things that were facts, but there was also some like poisonous things within that. So I feel like the message was still like pretty toxic at the end of the day, because the intention to me wasn't pure. And like, even when you see how he passed away, it's like a lot of the stuff he criticized, like the woman he was with, people were talking about that too, because they're like, oh, she was overweight. You were in a Airbnb allegedly.
Nah, they didn't say the woman was overweight. They said,
or like she was like a little. She wasn't like the type of shape that
they said that she was a baddie. Like,
really, that's not what I heard. But people were criticizing like the choice of women, and people.
But I think they were criticizing because it was him. There are people that were shitting on him because he just passed away. Like they weren't being heartful at the same time.
That's true. Yeah.
A lot of malice with that.
Yeah, I think like you said, I think that this needs to be more. We talked about this before. Just listening to understand instead of listening to attack. I know some of these conversations can be very, triggering for both men and women. But I think we have to equally, because like I said, this space is relatively new. Like this, like relationship dating, like it's a relatively new thing. So it hasn't been like we've been dealing with this forever. Like it's just both parties are frustrated with each other, and we finally, men feel like they finally have a platform after listening to daytime talk show and television for like 20 plus, 30 plus years, bashing men in movies, Tyler Perry movies, bashing men. So now men are finally feeling like, damn, we have a platform to speak to other men who have these experiences, because a lot of men do share these same experiences, and like. Women aren't as angelic as society wants to see. I'm not saying all women are bad, but there have been women who have done dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just that men, our mantra is, we'll get over it, or we'll figure it out. Like, we don't have that area to really to frustrate our grievances. So I think we just need to listen to each other. These next couple of years is going to be triggering for both of us. Like, you know what I mean? But as a black man, I need to listen to you. And as a black woman, I want you to listen to us. Like, you know what I mean? And, hopefully we come to, I think we're going to get there. It ain't going to probably happen in our lifetime. But, hopefully we could pave that road, you know what I mean? Get back to the nuclear families. We need nuclear families. Like, I always preach that. I don't think we have developed a successful co-parenting situation. I mean, co-parenting is a relatively new thing in this human society. Like, we don't have civilizations that we can look to and say, damn, they did co-parenting effectively. Everything has always been a 2-family household. So until we could we could figure out a co-parenting system, nuclear families is going to be the way to get back to communities and have these productive conversations in communities and stuff like that. Drew, what's your thoughts?
I agree with all you said, but and ladies, don't be mad because
I'm already mad.
You know what a nigga said? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
I'm already mad.
The world has changed. As soon as women started making money, it just changed.
So look, you're saying women are the problem?
I'm saying we're both the problem.
Are you sure?
But what I'm saying that you guys lit that shit to another field once, because the first thing is, once y'all got money, I don't need a man. A man can't tell me what I'm gonna do with my money. A man can't. We gotta pay for what the niggas in the 1960s did. I wasn't telling you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying who you need to be. I'm not trying to say we can have that conversation, but devaluing a man because you are up, it makes me feel like men will only love on the condition that we would take care of a woman. You get what I'm saying? So I want to have, and I'm not saying men should disrespect a woman. We should, value them as well. But I feel like men love women unconditionally, where women love us with a condition. Because now we have those women with money, they don't value relationships anymore. Those women that are successful don't want to get married. They want prenups. They don't want children. That's the same thing the niggas with money said. And we were shitty. Now, I even bring up the point that women were mad when men would date younger woman for wherever it is. He was controlling them or whatever the case. Now we see all these old bitches dating young niggas.
But people are talking about that too.
Oh, but we talking about it. But a lot of girls, yes, sis. Cootie,
that is true
That's
because
dating that really young basketball.
her son is 22,
No,
and the
but
nigga she with is
people-
22.
I've seen a lot lot of women talking about her on Twitter, like
Yeah, but
calling her
a lot of-
nasty, calling her a pedo.
a lot of that conversation is, see, when an older man, real quick, when an older man gets in, dates a younger woman, we look at the older man and say, you took advantage of her. You know what I mean? When a older woman takes advantage of a younger man, we look at the younger man and says, damn, you should have knew better. Like, it's two different dynamics.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if we say women pride themselves on saying that they're more mature and emotionally intelligent. Like, you know what I'm saying? How are you being taken advantage of? You would think the boy would be taken advantage of because according to women, he's not as developed, he's not as mature or whatever the case is. But yeah, that is like a kind of double standard almost.
Should have never gave y'all bitches money.
Take their microphone. They always trying to find a way to blame black women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Smooth, shut
I ain't
the
put no
fuck up.
colors to that.
Let me make it quick so we get about it. I think we need to heal as a community. So therapy, communication is a big part. I don't think we listening to each other or we take the constructive criticism I hear is like, oh, the delivery was that. Like, you really just gotta listen to what people are saying and see how you can improve yourself or what you could take from what they're saying, because everything don't apply to everybody. So take out the pieces that you like, you know, I could work on that, you know what I'm saying? Because I see, like, you know what I mean, black women been saying that black men been deadbeat fathers, and they took that. I mean, now we the most in the homes and so on and so forth. So like, just take what you need to be taken out from what they're saying, and I mean, just if it applies, let it fly. You know what I mean?
If it don't apply, let it fly. Like.
Right.
Yo, anyway, man, we appreciate y'all for being on the show. Again, let them know where they can follow you at.
At Halima Jatta, HALIMA DIATTA.
And at ___ Shauna SHANNAA.
Shout out to the 6, man. OVO, you know what I mean?
I don't know about the 6. That sound too demonic. I don't know. Listen, man, like, and yo,
No, it gotta be. Oh yeah, it gotta be 3 of them though. Like,
that's listen. We ain't gonna get into that. Like, but yo, I need the American fellas to lock in. Jump in the DMs, man. She acting like, you know what I mean. She don't want no American men. Change her mind. Like, you know what I mean. Again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
This what you get out here. You know what I mean?
Word.
That is a benefit. Like, you know what I mean. Yo, hit the like button, subscribe. Yeah, not if y'all didn't subscribe
About to
already.
trade my
Join the
lady in.
member-
You
cop
could
the
trade,
merch,
trade
man.
your,
Dailyrapupcrew.co.
you could trade your relationships in.
Not trading.
There you go.